Hello and thank you for tuning in to Millennial Movies. Today's video is going to be my breakdown of episode 8 of Castle Rock, as well as talking about some of the Easter eggs at the end of the video. So let's just go ahead and start off with Mr. and Mrs. Joe Murders You, because my goodness, from beginning to end, I was really invested in all their scenes. You could see their dwindling marriage and the dysfunction in their lives, more so the man who murdered that couple and then later tried to kill Henry. I mean, my goodness, the anxiousness from when the man first spots Henry inside that room, and he catches him looking at one of the photos of the kid, and the conversation they have, and like they're very standoffish with each other, and Henry like backs out of the room, but at the same time not taking his eyes off that man because he doesn't trust him, he doesn't know what's going to happen. From that, and then of course. Henry getting stabbed when he gets stabbed in the back as he's trying to walk out the room by the wife, and then he has to fight them both off at the same time. That was intense. I mean, everything from her getting her neck sliced to that shot of Henry running out the house, but you can hear the man screaming like maniacally as he's running down the stairs in the background after Henry gave me chills. It put me in that situation, which is like, oh my goodness, it's completely scary, but luckily Henry did get saved by Miss Jackie Torrance, who killed the man. So that was nice to see. Another interesting thing that happened was we learned that the kid and Henry share some type of connection with each other. They have a history. The kid said that he was the one who saved little Henry from that basement. So that's a rather interesting and huge thing to drop when the season is just about over. So I guess we're just going to have to see how they wrap that up. But speaking of new information, inside the bus, Wendell hears the quote, voice of God, the schism. I forget exactly how it's titled in the show, but he hears it similarly to his father, the stranger in the woods, and Matthew Deaver. So I want to know how that's possible. I mean, it can't be hereditary because again, the stranger and Matthew hear it, and they aren't blood. So I wonder what this means for his character. As the end of the episode, we see him travel back on foot to Castle Rock. Lastly, I think the biggest bombshell that was the cliffhanger that they left us on. I mean, boy, how many times have I said that for this series? But basically, Molly sees the kid sitting on the stairs of her old house as he begins to tell her how he knows all about her past. And when she asks why he said he knows, he said it's because he was there in the woods where she died. So, yeah, crazy ending to this episode, leaving us somehow with even more questions than answers, which I think is fine so long as they answer the majority of them. But yeah, basically, from what he said, we can assume that either she's been dead for years, which I don't think is the case, or maybe she died in an alternate timeline, which is possible, or perhaps he's talking about the future of their own timeline, their own existence. Because remember, earlier in the episode, Molly saw all these events occurring in her head, and one of them appeared to be her lying dead in the woods. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But overall, so much mystery in this episode that I did start to worry, which is only natural about how there's quite a bit of story left to tell. Yet they only have 2 episodes, so I'm a little worried. But I think hopefully we'll get a lot of answers. And the writers have certainly done such a phenomenal job with this series, so they've earned my trust, and I do believe that they're going to wrap up the series just fine. But before I go into the Easter eggs, I wanted to mention real quick to all my new subscribers and all my older subscribers, since there's only 2 episodes left in season 1 of Castle Rock, I'm very curious what type of videos you would like to see me do while we wait for season 2. Honestly, I'm open to anything in the horror genre here on Millennial Movies, so let me know in the comment section, and who knows, I'll probably end up at least trying to do some of your suggestions. I love talking about Castle Rock, Stephen King in general, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, you name it, all other types of horror movies and shows. But anyways, Easter eggs. So we've got 2 fairly obvious ones, and then there's one that you really had to like catch. The first being the fact that the kid tells Henry, "I waited for you. I waited for 27 years." Now, this is the same number of years that It goes into his long rest before he awakes to feed on the children of Derry. And again, as you already know, Bill Skarsgård plays Pennywise, the clown in the brand new It film. So yeah, that's a lot of references there. But next, Jackie Torrance saves Henry by killing the man at the B&B using her family's signature weapon of choice, a trusty axe, just like Uncle Jack. Aww. And finally, when Wendell gets off the bus, to the left side of the screen on the bus covering, you can see that he's stopped at Jerusalem's Lot, which is the setting for a Stephen King novel I actually recently started reading, In Salem's Lot. So that's certainly nice to see if you caught that. But yeah, that was my review and Easter eggs for episode 8 of Castle Rock. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like this type of content, consider subscribing so you can, be up to date on all the sweet horror movie and shows, news, and reviews. Also, just want to let you know that if you're a Stranger Things fan, I just put out a everything you need to know video on season 3, and if you're a Walking Dead fan, I just recently talked about some huge casting news for the upcoming season. But yeah, anyways, this has been Millennial Movies, and I will see you all very soon.